When y'all come in, make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit the chat. Let me know where you tuning in from. Got me some beet juice, beets, apple, pineapple, pears, healthy juice. But y'all come on in, man. I plan to be live for like 20, 30 minutes, but we'll see. We'll see. But I want to talk about something that's real important that oftentimes is overlooked, especially where everybody is chasing the bag. Everybody want to get money and all this type of stuff. You know what I mean? But a lot of times people don't realize what true riches are, what true wealth is, which is resources and skills. So let's talk about it, man. Y'all come on in, hit the like button, drop a comment in the chat. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. Hit that like button. Hope everybody had a blessed Saturday. If you are a Sabbath keeper, Shabbat Shalom. But the goal is resources and skills. Thank you for whoever just hit the like button. Y'all drop a comment in the chat. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. Before I jump into it, I want somebody to hit the chat. I want a few people to hit the chat. Let me know where everybody tuning in from. But the real wealth and the real goal that you should be striving for is to get resources. Resources are the measure of wealth. Resources are the goal. You know what I mean? And we're going to talk about what resources are, what resources you should be trying to attain, you know, and resources and skills, different resources and skills that you need. Shabbat Shalom, fam. What's going on? Joe Kent, what's going on, Phil? Houston, shout out to Houston. Houston, Texas in the building. What's going on? Okay. Hopefully everybody had a great day. But so this is the thing, right? Like I say, true wealth is resources. Like a lot of times we get caught up in looking at a paper dollar or, you know what I'm saying, a number in a bank account. And don't get me wrong, that can be wealth. But what I'm saying is that there's something much more valuable than that, you know, that has to be backed by. The dollar has to be backed by something. Every form of currency is backed by a resource, whether that be gold, whether that be oil, you know, whatever resource that country or that area produces, you know, plentifully, that's what their currency is backed by. So the goal is not to just stack up a bunch of dollars. The goal is to acquire resources and skills that can stand the test of time. Blessed day, got some much needed rainwater for my patio. Pepper plants. Okay, Phil. Oh, you growing peppers this late? Where you at? You must be in like Florida somewhere, Phil. But that's a blessing though that you got that rainwater, you know, for your man, I ain't gonna lie, like sometimes, especially my wife, she be thankful too, because sometimes she don't be feeling like going out there and watering the garden every day. So when we get rainwater, she just be thankful for that. So yeah, no, I'm, you know, thankful that you got that. But the goal is resources and skills, right? And so let's talk about what I got a few key points, right? And the first one is this. And let's talk about what resources actually are, right? Because we can't just be saying words without realizing the definition and the meaning of these words. So resources are assets that can be used to satisfy a need. Those assets can be physical things. It can be you know, it can be skills that people have. You see what I'm saying? The resource can be a physical thing as well as a resource that somebody has, but it's whatever that's an asset that can be used to satisfy a need. So if there is a need somewhere, whatever can satisfy that need, whether it's a need for hunger, food can satisfy the need for hunger. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, food is a resource. You know what I mean? If there is a need for water, you know what I mean? So the water is the resource, or the person who can supply the water is the resource. Brother, you remind me of Sam the Onion Man off the Hose movie. I'm not sure who that is, man. I'm gonna have to look that up. But I don't know if that's a compliment or what, but I'm gonna take it as a compliment. But resources are assets that can be used to satisfy a need. So whatever there is a need is, whatever that can satisfy that need and bring a solution to a problem is a resource. Oh, it's a compliment. Okay, appreciate it. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So, and y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. So whatever is an asset, you know, things that are valuable, things that can be used as far as, like I say, to satisfy a need. Those are what resources are. So like I said, if you have a problem with hunger, resources, food, or farmers who can bring food. See what I'm saying? So it's like you got different type of resources. You have, you know what I'm saying, you have gold, you have oil. You see what I'm saying? We use oil for vehicles and different machinery that can get us somewhere further faster, or that can get a lot of work done without as hard a labor, like a tractor or something like that. You see what I'm saying? So we use oil and gasoline to power those things. Those are resources. That's why the US dollar is backed by oil. You see what I'm saying? That's why, like, even with gold, gold is a precious metal. It's a strong metal. It can be used for a lot of different things, which is why it's so valuable, which is why some people have their currency backed by gold. You see what I'm saying? Because in the area they live in, the resource that, you know, is rich in that area is gold. And that can be used, that can be traded, that can be bartered. So it's like whatever that's an asset that can satisfy a need, to bring a solution to a problem. Because again, we live in you know, in the Western Hemisphere, in the United States of America, where we could just throw money at everything, right? All the resources we need, we could just literally go out and buy with, you know, with a cash dollar, with a form of currency. But a lot of times, it's the petrodollar agreement in it. I'm not sure. Phil, I'm not sure. It probably is. I'm not sure. But I'm just, you know, for you know, for the purpose of you know, the point that I'm trying to make, I'm just saying, you know, basically that it is a resource, that oil is a resource, and that the United States dollar is backed by oil. It may be, the agreement may be in, and I'm not sure. But that's irrelevant though a little bit. But this is the thing, like, we over here in America, we could just throw dollars at things. And like, we've been brought up to disregard resources and look more so at the dollar. You see what I'm saying? To value the $100 bill, or to value the $20 bill. We see people flashing money, or bank accounts, or, you know what I'm saying, oh, the stock market this. And look, I'm not saying that that isn't, you know, valuable, because the dollar is valuable. You can spend it. As long as the dollar is strong and it's backed by something of value, then you can spend the dollar. The dollar is valuable. But what I'm saying is that we have to get deeper than the dollar. We have to go beyond that and realize what is true resources and what is going to stand the test of time. Because we saw time and time again, countries, empires, different things collapsing, and their dollar or their form of currency is worth nothing. Essentially, it's worth nothing. You see what I'm saying? Like, I forget that country down in South America that just in recent years, you know, they kind of went through a collapse of their economy. And, you know, like, they was like, you know, trillions of their dollars is equivalent to $1 US or something like that. What's going on, Barzayah Shalom, family? Shabbat Shalom. But so that's what I'm saying. So, like, if the dollar, like, if the economy crashes and the dollar isn't, you know, backed by anything of value, you can have $100,000 in cash and not be able to use it, because that's not what's valuable. It's the thing that's backing that is valuable, which is what we have to understand. We got to go deeper than the dollar and say, how can I truly acquire wealth? What should I truly be trying to acquire? Which is resources. Argentina, that's what it was. It was Argentina. For some reason, I couldn't think of that country, but yeah, it was Argentina. You know, and I ain't even gonna go into the stuff that's going on with Argentina right now, because I don't really want to get into the politics. But yes, we saw that when their economy collapsed and stuff, you had people breaking into zoos, you know what I'm saying, trying to eat the animals and all that stuff, right? Because their currency wasn't worth anything. So like I say, you know, God forbid, but if something like that was to happen, or God forbid, if something like that was to happen in America, where our economy crashes, then you could have $50,000 in cash that was put up. But guess what? In that day, people ain't trying to get no paper. That paper ain't gonna do nothing for them, because that paper can't be spent nowhere else. The paper is not the valuable thing. I don't care if it's a crispy blue honey. If it don't got nothing back in it, if the economy crashes, you can't use that crispy blue honey nowhere. Resources are more valuable because we can take measured steps to improve our family. Exactly. And resources come in all forms. Resources is not just oil. It's not just gold. It's not just diamonds or precious metals, or, you know what I mean? Just what we've been kind of taught to see resources as. But resources are assets that can be used to bring a solution to a problem. And like I said, that can be somebody with skills, because in the day of, like I say, like an economic collapse, the person who knows how to hunt, fish, butcher their own food is going to be a hot commodity, right? Because they're going to be able to provide food for people, which is a solution to a problem. That person is going to be an asset. If somebody knows how to harvest water, dig wells, collect rainwater, they're going to be an asset. If somebody knows how to grow food, if somebody knows how to forage, that person is going to be an asset. That person is going to be a resource. You see what I'm saying? A form of wealth. That person is going to be very wealthy, because we have to realize before there was currency, there was barter and trade systems. So, like we've all heard of like these different trade routes that they used to have in antiquity, like the Silk Road and different things like that, where, different regions and stuff like that, they would offer certain things. You feel what I'm saying? Certain things like silk or gold or cotton or, coffee beans, what's some more? Saffron, like just whatever is rich in your area that grows rich. You know what I'm saying? That's what can be used to trade and barter, and that's what can be used as a resource and as a form of currency. And that's how it used to be in times of antiquity. Somebody say, okay, I trade you X amount of goats for X amount of cattle. You know what I mean? And that was, and it was a fair deal, because, both of those things are valuable. A goat, a goat is valuable. Livestock is valuable, right? Or I'll trade you X amount of this grain or this crop or this vegetable for this fruit or honey. You see what I'm saying? Honey is another one. That's a great resource. And if you know how to produce honey and do beekeeping, that is a valuable skill to have in the time of, like I say, there is need, the dollar isn't, isn't worth anything. Honey is a great, resource. Sugar, all that type of stuff. It can be traded. Salt is another one. Matter of fact, how did I forget that one? Salt. The Roman army, I want to say, yeah, it was the Roman army. They used to pay soldiers in salt. You see what I'm saying? Because they can go and they can trade that salt. They can barter it. They can, you see what I'm saying? They got, an adequate amount, and they was able to go and trade it for this. If they need fish or they need that, they need, you know what I'm saying? Like resources, fishermen, people who go out, deep sea, like especially in a lot of countries now, even in like, say like, West African countries and even Asian countries, you got fishermen who they build these canoes and they go out and they fish and they bring in all this fish. You see what I'm saying? That's a resource. All right, let me see what the chat talking about. You talking good? Appreciate it. Oh, you're right. We need to learn skills. Absolutely. Transferable skills are the best asset. Exactly. High in demand, salt even. See, it's crazy. You said that in the chat, and I just thought about it. Great minds think alike. But yes, salt, medicinal herbs. Exactly. Like I got goldenrod growing like crazy on my property. That is a resource. That is something that's valuable. Hey, what's going on? LD Yace. What's going on, fam? Shabbat shalom. You know what I'm saying? But again, the goal is to get resources. The goal is to get resources and stop thinking dollar, chase the bag, this, that, and the third. You want to flex with money, or you want to, crypto this and all that. And look, I ain't got nothing against none of these things, but I'm saying let's look deeper and understand where the true wealth lies. That even in a recession or a depression, you will have resources and skills that will be able to sustain you and your family through it. You see what I'm saying? No matter what. Like I say, some of the quickest skills that people can't, well, I ain't gonna get ahead of myself, because that's a point for later on in the video, right? But my second point is this: currency is always backed by a resource, and I already kind of hit on that, so I ain't gonna go too deep. But any type of currency, a US dollar, the euro, whatever, it's always backed by a resource, right? Middle Eastern currency, a lot of it is backed by oil. The US, like I say, is backed by oil. You got some African countries that back their dollar with gold. Whatever the resource is, that's in that area, that is abundant in that area, that's what the currency is backed by most of the time, right? So all currency is backed by a resource. Also, like I say, my next point, skills can also be a resource, right? And like I was saying, like you got certain skills that you can acquire acquire, that you can get, that will stand the test of time, because that's the thing. You want to get resources that will stand the test of time, that have been valuable from the beginning all the way up until now. You see what I'm saying? Blacksmiths, they are that skill right there is a great skill to have. Farming always has been a great skill. Hunting has been a great skill. Fishing has been a great skill. Building anything, carpentry, architecture, all of that is a great skill. silversmiths, goldsmiths, all those things are skills. You see what I'm saying? Barzillai say carpentry. Exactly, fam. Exactly. Right? And look, this is the goal. The goal is to become resource rich by having things and skills that will stand the test of time, right? So things and skills that will stand the test of time, like I just kind of hit on. But some things that stand the test of time are precious metals. Things like gold, things like silver. You see what I'm saying? Platinum, all these different precious metals will stand the test of time. You can use those things in the event of economic collapse. You can go and trade gold. You can say, hey, I see you got some cattle right here. I'll trade you X amount of gold for your lot for this amount of livestock, this amount of cattle or whatever. Or I'll trade you some silver and I need you to build something for me. Or I'll trade you this honey in exchange for some seeds or exchange for some vegetables that you have growing. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you can barter and trade, but you have to, the resources have to be able to withstand the test of time. A lot of people think a college degree is a resource, and it's not. It's not. Now, depending on the college degree, now if it's a doctorate degree where it's like in the medical field where you're able to, you know, practice medicine on people and perform different procedures, that is something of value. That will stand the test of time, because in the event that there's no more hospitals, people will always need a physician. Babies need to be delivered, lives need to be saved. That is something that will withstand the test of time. But a degree in criminal justice is not going to be valuable if everything goes to hell. Like if things go bad, a criminal justice degree is not a resource. A liberal arts degree is not a resource. You see what I'm saying? A theological degree is not a resource. Whatever your degree is in that doesn't give you real life skills is not a resource. So the resources that you should be seeking to acquire need to be able to withstand the test of time, meaning they will never go out of style no matter how good or bad the country or the economy is doing. Experience is where the value is. Exactly. You can have a title, but the practice is what's considered when being considered for value. Exactly, the practice. What are you doing exactly? Hold on, let me go turn my light on real quick, y'all. I should bring a lamp out here, but I think we'll be straight. Hopefully that light did something. But yeah, so Nazir Cooper say facts. Exactly, man. Like the resources that you want to get, that you want to acquire, they have to be able to withstand the test of time. Whether, like I say, the economy is doing good or bad, the resource that you have, it don't matter whether it's doing good or bad. So that's what we need to be thinking about. That's what we need to be considering. We'd love to hear more about medicinal herbs you're growing and how you and your family consumes them. Thank you. Most definitely, fam. Most definitely. We'll yeah, I'll probably do a video on that. But yeah, like herbs too. Yeah, herbs are very good. Any type of like medicine, that's going to be very good. Another one too is like knowing how to make wine or any sort of like alcohol. That's a great skill to have as well. You know what I mean? Like just different things. Hunting. You know, these are skills that you want to be able to have. It's a bit concerning with the government shutdown here in the USA because many may be affected in the next few months. 44 million, and not many have skills. Exactly. Not many have skills, but many got dollars. And dollars won't, you know what I'm saying, get you through if things get really, really bad. Because inflation hits, whatever, you know, your dollar's not gonna go as far. And it's concerning, like you said, that a lot of people don't really have skills. Whereas if we go back 60 years, 50 years, most people had skills. Most people had life skills. Most people knew how to build. Most men knew how to build a house. Most women knew how to cook things from scratch, or garden, or wring a chicken's neck and be able to butcher a chicken and eviscerate it and cook it all in a few hours. Like most of our ancestors had these skills. Most of them, because again, that was a standard back then. That was a standard to be able to know how to work the land and know how to survive and know how to build and all of these different type of things. Like those were how you think humans survived so long, because they had valuable skills. So yes, it is concerning, but that's why I'm bringing awareness so people can stop thinking dollar bad, chase the bag. No, start thinking, okay, man, let me get some gold. Let me at least learn one of these skills that you know what I'm saying, that will be of value. You ain't got to learn everything. Just learn something. You don't have to be a jack of all trades. Just master one. And when you master that one, you will be an asset. You will be the resource. You will be the currency. You will be the wealth in the day where it's needed. You feel what I'm saying? In the day where the problem arises, you have solutions, and people will come to you, and they'll trade their valuable resources for your valuable resource. You see what I'm saying? And so, we're gonna get into some resources, and then I'm gonna let y'all go on about y'all evening, right? Target. What you mean on Target? Oh, you saying I'm on Target? But some resources I recommend, right? And as far as physical resources, you know, this is what I would recommend. The first one is gold or precious metals. It don't necessarily have to be just gold, but precious metals, gold, silver, any type of precious metal that has value, because those things don't, you know, the value of those of precious metals and gold, it never diminishes. Like, you can go and buy a brand new car, as soon as you drive it off the lot, the value of it diminishes immediately by like $10,000, $20,000, right? But gold, you can go buy gold and you can have it for years, and it's not going to diminish in value one bit. So gold, silver is another one. If you can't really afford a lot of gold, go get some silver. That's something that I started buying a long time, like a few years ago. It's gold and silver. What's going on, Canterbury Branch? What's going on, family? Hey, family, you're spot on. Good to see you this evening. Yeah, it's good to see you as well. I'm gonna shoot you your email back too. I haven't forgot about you. But yeah, I appreciate it. But so precious metals is one. That's the number one thing that I recommend, because you got to think, man. People have warred and, you know, went to war and all these different type of things about gold, well, precious metals in general, but gold specifically. Like, wherever there's a gold rich area, 9 times out of 10, there's going to be somebody trying to, or some power trying to be there to exploit it, having people digging and dying and all type of stuff. They do it in West Africa all the time, and well, all over Africa, Congo especially. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these mineral rich places, like minerals and stuff like that. You know, these mineral rich places. This is you know, these are things of value. You feel what I'm saying? So gold and silver, precious metals. The second one is land. Minerals equals metals. Exactly. The second one is land. Get you some land. I don't care if you get 1 acre. I don't care if you get 10. I don't care if you get 100. Get land. Because in the day where everything goes bad, the people with the land will be all right. They will be all right. And the people who know how to work the land. But at least if you have the land, then you have value. You have value right there. Because you can say, hey, you know what I mean? I'll let you farm this acre and this is what you give me, or whatever. You can barter that. Land will always be of value. Land will, again, just like precious metals, land will never diminish in value. Like a lot of these liabilities will, like your car will, like, you know what I'm saying? Just a lot of these different things that diminish in value after years and years of use, that, you know what I mean? Land won't do that. So gold, land. The third one is livestock. Having livestock, having sustainable livestock, meaning it's not just about having, you know, let's say 1,000 chickens, but having chickens that will be able to reproduce and hatch out their own eggs and be self-sustaining and will be able to survive, like a good breed of chicken. Don't just go get a bunch of chickens, and you know what I mean? Because a lot of times, especially with a lot of these meat chickens, you have to artificially, you have to like reproductive, like it is done artificially. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you don't want a breed of chicken like that. You know what I'm saying? You want a breed of chicken, and not saying you can't get that, but what I'm saying is the focus should be, you know what I'm saying, if you're gonna be acquiring a lot of chickens, right, get some that's going to be that have good mothering instincts, that will sit on their eggs, that will actually hatch their eggs out, that are hardy, that will lay a lot of eggs as well. You see what I'm saying? Because again, you know, if we talking about living off grid or survival or whatever type of situation, chickens that lay eggs every day, that's a protein source you're getting every day. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to go and kill a chicken or go and kill an animal every day just to eat, just to get a protein source. You're getting the egg. So having a chicken that can lay a lot of eggs but can also hatch their own eggs. You know what I'm saying? Cattle is very, you know what I'm saying, very, very valuable livestock. Goat, sheep, you know what I'm saying, whatever people like, you know what I'm saying, pig, whatever. I don't know, I don't eat pork, but I'm saying the livestock in general, turkeys, all that type of stuff. Things that people can eat, things that can reproduce. Livestock is a valuable resource. Sorry if y'all can't see me. I turned my porch light on, but it ain't that bright. But just listen to what I'm saying. Livestock, whatever it is, livestock. And you don't got to get all livestock. Just get some. Just get something. I don't care if you just get goats. Okay, cool. I don't care if you just got chickens. Cool. Have some sort of livestock that's self-sustaining, right? So livestock is the third thing that I recommend, the third resource that I recommend. The next one is books, right? I harp on books all the time, and I've recommended y'all a few books to go and get. The reason why I say books is because, or any sort of like hard, like physical material, as far as where you can go and reference like guides or whatever, instruction manuals, all that type of stuff. Have that type of stuff on hand, and just in case you need it, you can refer back to it. You see what I'm saying? We're not gonna always have the internet. You see what I'm saying? Like, not even if the grid go, I mean, even if the grid don't go down, let's just say a bad storm hit your area, you're not gonna have power. Books, have books. Books have knowledge in them. So go and get you a book on different skills you want to acquire, or different things that you want to know. All right, so books. And then the last one is seeds. Have seeds. Have a storage of seeds. Have seeds somewhere. Have a lot of seeds. You see what I'm saying? Because again, in the day where you're not able to go and buy fresh produce from the grocery store no more, at least you got the seeds to grow your own produce. But if you don't got seeds, then you SOL. You out of luck. Seeds is very important to have, I'm telling you, because seeds will always make more seeds. Seeds will always make more seeds, and every seed is a potential of a million seeds. You see what I'm saying? Because once that seed grows up and become a plant, fruit, vegetable, whatever, it's going to produce more seeds within it, and then each one of those seeds that it produces will have more seeds in it. So seeds are they're endless. You see what I'm saying? Like it's endless. So seeds. So those are the physical things that I recommend as far as having. The skills that I recommend, the first one is butchery, right? Being able to process your own meat, you know, whether it's goat, chicken, whatever. Being able to butcher and you know what I'm saying, harvest or process your own meat, you know what I'm saying, that's top tier. Carpentry, right? And this ain't in order. These are, I just wrote these down, you know what I'm saying, as I thought about them. It's not in order. But carpentry is the next one. Carpentry, knowing how to build basic structures, knowing how to build basic things. And look, also when you're learning carpentry, learn the manual way as well, because you're not going to always have power tools. In the event, like I say, the grid go down, you ain't gonna be able to charge that drill up, that battery for that drill. You ain't gonna be able to use that miter saw. Get you an axe. I mean, not an axe, but a man, why I can't think of that? A saw. Get you a saw, a regular saw. Get you some screwdrivers, hammer. You see what I'm saying? Like manual tools. Learn how to use manual tools as well. Like, don't always just be drilling drilling screws. Learn how to hammer some nails too. You see what I'm saying? Learn how to do like different wood joints and pegs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, but just learn manual carpentry as well as conventional carpentry. Bartering. The barter with people who can exchange skills or items with. Exactly. It's bartering. Exactly. And that's what we should start practicing bartering now. We should start practicing that now, especially within the homesteading community. We should start, and that's why I say, if you're on my Set Apart Tribe, my free Facebook group, you can barter and sell in that group. So if you have a product that you want to sell, whether it's livestock, whether it's plants, whether it's herbs, whatever, you can sell it in that group. We can barter in that group. Somebody might produce a lot of honey. You can barter in that group. You can sell in that group. But yes, we need to start practicing bartering right now. Yes, I agree. We need to be linked up. Exactly. Because you want to have a strong network, just in case, like I say, whether catastrophe does or doesn't happen, whatever, whether economic collapse does or doesn't happen, you still want to have a strong network of people that you can barter with, that you can trade with, that you can, you know what I'm saying, be linked to. Like, okay, well, Castleberry Branch over here, I know they got some, you know, they do the eggs or they do the honey or whatever, or, you know, L&L Honeycomb Homestead, they produce this, they got the good goats, or they got the whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing who does what and being able to barter, but having that network and you know, having that link with people. Why you so dark in your background? Because the sun just went down. The sun just went down. Like I say, man, I'm sorry about the light. Just pay attention to the words. Just pay attention to the words. My bad. Because I don't want to, like, once I get to rolling and talking, I don't like to stop, because I can go and get a lamp, but I don't really feel like all that. Shalom, brother, and everyone in the chat. Blessed to you all. Hey, shalom, Yohanan. Shalom, brother. Peace and blessings found. Wonderful me. What's going on? Oh, you saying okay? Okay, yeah. Yeah, the sun done went down, so don't mind it. But carpentry, right? Just learning, like I say, learning the manual carpentry, but also learning the conventional carpentry. But just learning carpentry in general, learning how to put up structures. Because what are the basic things that a human needs? A human needs water first and foremost. Food, well, first and foremost, the Most High. We all need God. We all need the Most High, right? But I'm talking about as far as resources. You know, I said physically, we need water to sustain us. We need food to sustain us, and we need shelter to get out of the elements and to stay warm, or you know what I'm saying, from the cold, or to get cool out of the heat. You know what I'm saying? Those are the three basic things we need. Everything else is a luxury. Everything else is a luxury, and we need companionship, though. You know, but I'm saying as far as resources. All right, but carpentry, learning carpentry on the basic level, hunting, learning how to hunt, but more so learning how to shoot, because if you know how to shoot, then you can hunt. Pretty much. If when you learn how to shoot, not you 90% you know how to hunt now. You see what I'm saying? It's just the other 10% of learning what to do and what not to do, where to go get the deer, whatever you're hunting, squirrel, whatever, you know, just different things like that. But if you know how to shoot, then you're gonna know how to hunt. So learning how to hunt, learning how to shoot, getting used to weapons. You can also use a bow and arrow. You don't even gotta use a rifle. Get you a bow and arrow. That's something that, you know what I'm saying, you ain't gotta go buy bullets for. That is a great resource to have, a nice bow that you know what I'm saying, that you can hunt with. You know what I mean? It's not gonna make too much noise. Yeah, get you a bow and arrow. Learn how to hunt. Sorry, y'all. I just put a video up a few minutes ago talking about staple items we should all have and how we can all prepare for the mess that's about to hit us. Preparation is key. Exactly. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Y'all go check out Castleberry Branch last video where she's talking about that. I'm gonna check it out too, fam. The majority of people in the hood know how to shoot. No, but I'm saying like shoot rifles. You know what I'm saying? Like aiming, not just squeezing the trigger, but aiming. Learning the fundamentals of what is it, marksmanship? Learning the fundamentals. Like learning how to aim. Like you ain't gonna always have a scope on your weapon. Learn how to use iron sights. You see what I'm saying? Learning how to adjust your weapon. Learning how to zero your weapon in. You see what I'm saying? Learning how to zero your weapon in and get your shot right. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about as far as shooting. Not just going out and busting a gun. Anybody can do that. I'm saying learning the weapon like the back of your hand, knowing your weapon. Calm into archery. Yeah, archery is good. Archery is good to learn, and I actually want to learn archery. So hunting. The next one is fishing. Fishing is one of the most simple skills that you can go and learn today or tomorrow. You could like everybody in this chat should know how to fish. Everybody that's watching this video should know how to fish, right? There's no excuse because there's a body of water near all of us, whether it's fresh water, whether it's salt water. Learning how to fish. What's going on, Shia Sunshine? What's going on, fam? Thank you, fam. I appreciate it. For sure, Castleberry Branch. What's going on, Shia Sunshine? We're just talking about what true wealth is, which is resources and skills. But everybody should know how to fish. Nobody should not know how to fish. Fishing is one of the easiest skills and basic skills that you can learn. I'm in the dark because the sun went down. I'm sitting on my porch, and my porch light ain't that bright. You know what I mean? And I ain't feel like going to get a lamp because I'm already deep into the point, and I don't want to lose my train of thought. You know what I mean? But fishing, like I say, it don't take nothing to go to Walmart. You can go to Walmart and get you a fishing pole. You can go to Dick's Sporting Goods. You can go to Academy. You know what I mean? Like, you can go to any standard feed store and get you a fishing pole. But learning how to fish, just putting the bait on the hook and learning what to do. Because fish is you know what I'm saying? That's food. That's easy food right there. You can go dig, like after buying the fishing pole, and really like, I mean, you can make your own fishing pole like in a survival time, but you know, go buy you a fishing pole. You know, buy you a fishing pole, buy you a good tackle box. Fishing net too, exactly. Buy you a tackle box. Thank you for that, blessed one for life. Buy you a nice tackle box, hooks, nice fishing line. You know what I'm saying? You don't even gotta go buy bait. You can dig your own worms up. You can dig your own worms up. You can go get you a casting net, and you can cast your net, and you can catch shrimp, and you can catch bait fish to go out and catch bigger fish. You see what I'm saying? That's how simple and easy it is. You can go, you know, collect crickets. I don't know how people trap crickets or whatever, but bugs. You can use bugs as bait. You know what I'm saying? In freshwater sources to catch fish. You see what I'm saying? So it's like fishing is one skill that you should know how to have. All right, and the last one is this, and I'm gonna let y'all go. Harvesting water. Learning how to collect water, whether it's collecting water from the ground by drilling a well, or you know what I'm saying, tapping into the water sources, where as well as collecting rainwater, but also learning how to filter water that you can get from fresh water sources. You can filter that water and make it clean and drinkable and different things like that. But any type of harvesting water, learning how to harvest water, that's like one of the #1 things we should all know how to do. Is harvesting water. Whether, like I say, whether it's a filtration system, knowing how to filter water and boil it or whatever, or learning how to collect rainwater. We need to know how to get water because that's literally the thing you need to survive. So those are the skills. And look, when you get these skills, you will be a resource. You will be an asset to people. You will always be able to use those skills and be able to sustain yourself and your family in a time of emergency or need. As long as you got those skills or those resources like gold, land, livestock, books, seeds, you have those, you know what I'm saying, you will be straight. You're going to be good. But the true wealth and the true goal is to get resources and skills. Don't forget that. Always keep that in your mind. You see what's going on right now, the dollar up and down, inflation up and down, all this type of stuff, man. Get you some skills. Get you some skills. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to go get you some tools. That's another resource that you should get as well. Tools, manual tools, hammers, saws, screwdrivers. You know what I mean? Just different things like that. Go get you some power tools as well. Tools, shovels, things like that, garden tools, rakes, hoes, shovels, all that stuff. Pitchfork, whatever. Go get the tools as well. But get the resources, get the skills. You'll always be wealthy. That's why trades are kind of on the rise again, because a trade will never go out of style. We see what happened with the government workers. I was one of them. We see how you could be fired in an instant or be forced out of your job, and you think, oh, well, I was a human resource, or I was the project manager, or this or that. Guess what? You could be here today, gone tomorrow in those fields. But as long as you got a trade, you know how to work on the HVAC system. You know how to build. You know how to do roofing. You know how to do electricity work. You know how to lay pipe for plumbing. You will always have a source of income because you are valuable. Because you can work with your hands. Because people gonna need shelter. People gonna need plumbing. People gonna need or want AC. You see what I'm saying? People gonna need all these different things that you can provide when you have a trade. So go and get you a trade, or at least learn how to build something. But yeah, resources are the true form of wealth. So go and get them, resources and skills. And yeah, I'm gonna leave y'all with that, cause I know it's dark. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all can't see me, but I'm gonna tap in with y'all tomorrow too. I appreciate y'all for tuning into this video, man. Like I always say, he who has the power to feed you also has the power to starve you.